Ladies, gentlemen, Saints Gaming fans, welcome back to the Bird's Eye View podcast. It's been a while, but we're back. We got some new faces. I'm joined by my colleagues and classmates, and I'm just going to throw it to them right away to introduce themselves. What do you guys do at the school? What program are you in? And yeah, just basically introduce yourselves. We'll start with Zach.
I'm Zach, Zachary Mienso Dillon. I'm on the League of Legends team. I'm the support player, actually, for them. Other than that, I am in the Esports Administrations course at St. Clair. And that's pretty much all I do in the school. I'll pass it to Luke now as well.
I'm Luke Kingbuck Zarin. I'm also in the Esports Administration class, and I'm the president of the St. Clair Esports Club.
Yeah, and last but not least, I'm Zarin Astro Bartholomew. Just changed the name. I'm the assistant coach of the Varsity Call of Duty team here at the school, as well as head coach and captain of the St. Clair Esports Club Call of Duty team. That's a mouthful. But just to kind of break down how the show's going to work, it's a little bit different from last year. Those guys did a fantastic job, and hopefully we can carry on the legacy as we roll through this first semester in what has been a bizarre year. Yeah. Obviously, all three of us sitting at home right now instead of being at the round table at the school.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate, but we'll do what we can with the resources we have. So basically, week to week, we'll have multiple topics to talk about, right around 2 to 3 different topics each week. We'll have a discussion with the three of us, and of course, have a recap show of the Saints gaming results. So every team at St. Clair will have a recap of all of their matches that they had from the previous week. And the last thing that we'll add is are going to be more interviews with a whole variety of people. So it could be teachers at the school, different students, Saints gaming players, coaches, and whatnot. And even outside of the school, even we could have different guests appear on the show as well. So we're going to try and implement all of that together into one big show. Hopefully can keep it around the same time frame week by week. But just to kind of get things rolling here, we're going to start with the Saints Gaming Varsity recap, starting it off with Rainbow Six.
So Rainbow Six had back-to-back sweeps this weekend, with Game 1 being a 2-0 win over St. Peter's University, and Game 2 being a 2-0 win over Owens Community College. So that's actually very impressive by them.
Yeah.
And next game up will be CSGO.
For CSGO, the Saints went up against Northeastern. I don't know if you guys watched the game or not. It was a pretty insane game. The Saints started on T side as well. They went up 11-4 on T side. Pretty good start for themselves. Schurzy started off with carrying the 20 frags in the first half. But the second half was when it got scary, guys. I don't know. Did you guys actually watch or no?
I only caught the first half.
First half. Okay, so the second half, they end up trailing 14-15 going into the last round. And then they actually ended up being able to force overtime to tying up 15-15.
Nice.
So that was pretty fun. So we went to the first overtime. Again, I said first, which kind of shows happened later. They were down 17-18, and then they did have a bist with a clutch triple kill to go into second overtime. And then from there, really, it just Moz and Cookies. We haven't really talked about them much yet. We will later. They end up popping off in the final overtime, or second overtime, and then to win 22-20 against Northeastern in a double overtime win, which is actually a very long game, a very fun game to watch. So I recommend watching it next time, guys, so we can talk about it a bit more.
Well, okay, boss. we'll do what we can, I'm sure. Just following that up, but Zapper, I've actually I casted a preseason match for the CSGO team, and True was really hyping up Zapper, a returning player from last year, and he's the guy that's the X factor for their team, and who's gonna get the most kills pretty much every single game. So it's always exciting watching him, and of course, Schurzy, another returning player too, had a good match. So
yes, Zapper and Schurzy both topped the team with 36 frags actually.
Yeah, so
the rest of the team wasn't that far behind, but I definitely expect them to be the carries throughout the year.
No, for sure, and Zapper, and 36 for two of them is actually quite impressive. So
it was double overtime, a lot of rounds.
Yeah, that's it. I'll give more credit than I'll hype them up a little bit.
Yeah.
They're They're our boys. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
So next up, we got Fortnite. A little bit of a slower week for them. They ended up finishing 32nd in week 3 of Play Versus. And good news is they're still the highest ranked team in Canada for the 3rd week in a row. So that's a pretty impressive feat, despite a little bit of a lackluster result. But I'm sure they'll be able to bounce back there in week number 4.
Yeah, I do believe their top finish was a 3rd place finish, though, for one match, or for one of the 7 matches they played, which is still pretty high.
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, that's true.
And then, the trio is Suri's, Hoagie, and J-Moch. I believe that's the name. They're doing pretty good. I had a forget who played on the team last year, but right now they're doing pretty good for being the top-rated Canadian team.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely impressive considering, how many colleges, especially this year, are now getting into the collegiate esports scene. So,
definitely, yeah.
Good to see out of them. Moving on, Call of Duty. I'll provide as much insight as I can to my knowledge without, giving away our secrets, whatever. But FSU, this was an interesting matchup. Week 1 of the TESPA Open tournament for Modern Warfare. Of course, the game itself is coming to an end as the new one releases in early November. But TESPA putting on a Modern Warfare tournament. Week 1 started Saturday, and that meant the St. Clair varsity team would take on Florida State University. Now, this was an interesting match, and I don't want to get too much into it, but there was a lot of trash talk before the map.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's how Call of Duty is, and it was just kind of a miscommunication kind of led to it. Again, I'm being as vague as possible, but there was a little bit of bad blood, and FSU came out map 1 and pretty much controlled the entire game. They won 250 to 157. Despite the efforts from Priestley, he had 31 kills in that one, but FSU coming out on top. So obviously, I do want to mention too, I do think it was pretty funny their tactic to get into the Saints guys' heads. They put Dawson's name in their clan tag. So an interesting tactic to try and get into their heads, but Dawson and the guys not phased as they went on to win the second map, of course, best of 3. Second map, 6-4, with a great effort from Dawson as well as Sauce to getting 9 kills apiece. So the good answer back to tie up the series at 1 apiece. And heading into map 3, you had to think the momentum was back into St. Clair's favor. But, considering the first respawn game mode went the way of FSU, it was going to be one hell of a game, and it certainly was. As St. Clair ended up taking the victory, kind of in convincing fashion, 168 to 128. That's a 40-point victory. Big margin for domination that game mode. So the boys were hyped. They looked flawless. And even talking with the guys after the map, Priestley said that it was probably their best map of domination that they played all year. And that includes the College COD League from January on as well. So that's something that's a good sign for them, as that's probably the game mode that they struggle with the most.
Would you guys do that strategy that FSU did to you guys to get to another team?
What do you mean?
The whole like trolling or
kind
of being annoying before the round even starts, and hopefully win number 1 or match number 1.
Honestly, like Dawson does a great job too. Like I'm more of the trolley type. I'm not gonna lie, but Dawson does a great job of keeping the guys professional and together.
Yeah.
So we speak with our gameplay, and that's exactly what they did. And despite FSU's best efforts to try to take that away from us, ended up coming up on top. So that was nice to see. And of course, that led into the second match of the weekend, Sunday against West Virginia University. I don't recall West Virginia University being a team last year, so I do think
they're fresh.
Yeah, I do think they're a relatively new team.
Put them down, eh?
Yeah. So this team's been together. Of course, I do want to mention the 2 new players, Pressa and Corius, had great weekends as well, great debuts. So congrats to them for playing their first matches. Excited to see what they can do as we head into the new Call of Duty. But just to kind of keep it short, because I kind of rambled on a little bit. We beat St. Clair beat West Virginia 250 to 218 in map 1, and then another 6-4 victory in map number 2 to win 2-0 in the best of 3. And Priestley, 14 kills in that second map. He had himself a great weekend. I believe he averaged a 1.7 kill death ratio, which is quite something in Call of Duty, anyways, at the collegiate level. So next up, we'll go into Overwatch. We'll throw it back to Luke.
Yep. So the Overwatch team went 2-1 this weekend against Central Michigan University. They swept them 3-0. Strong team effort, good teamwork. So good communication on their part.
Communication.
However,
games.
Yeah, especially in Overwatch, communication massive.
Definitely for probably COD team
It's
and League
like,
team as well. Like if our communication is
well,
bad, we lose.
With most team sports, or esports for that, if you have bad communication, it doesn't matter how good you are, you're going to lose.
Oh, definitely.
Unless it's a huge skill matchup, you're going down. If you can't communicate with.
Yeah, it's so important to win.
Yeah, and especially I don't know about you guys, but I don't know how often you watch or play Overwatch, but me trying to watch even a casted game of Overwatch is just so insanely hectic to me.
I had a couple games once.
Yeah, I can't believe how well they have to communicate in that game in order to win.
There's so much going on.
So much.
There's so much info that needs to be shared so quick,
and
it changes every second.
Healers gotta be switching who they're healing. Damage is gonna be switching so often. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to watch, but hey, these guys find a way.
I have respect for people that play Overwatch at a high level.
Oh, for sure.
That looks insane.
Yeah,
and plus you gotta be good at hitting your shots and everything.
Yeah.
And for
communicating while focusing on your, you have to be able to multitask.
So much
to play at high level. It's incredible.
So difficult, and even just talking or seeing in the Overwatch chat with Seymour and them, they're pretty confident in their ability. They started out rough early in the year. They lost, I think they lost 2 or 3 matches in a row, but good bounce back week, like you said, for them. So just kind of moving into Rocket League. Briefly going over it, this Rocket League team is something else. I could argue that this is probably the best varsity team that we have right now. I don't know if you guys could object.
They won North America last year, right, or something? They won something huge last year.
Yeah, they finished. I think it was not UCEA. It was yeah, I think it was UCEA. I think they won the
championships.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
I'll have to look into it, but I'm pretty sure they won.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything wrong, but this is a damn good team, and of course, I don't know if you guys stay tuned on Twitter, but I believe it was Fusion who won Saints Gaming Player of the Week. I think 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So he's on a tear. I think he's new as well. Kamal is returning, I believe. Again, no, we're not quite there yet as far as knowledge of all of these teams, but we're trying to follow as best we can. And of course, as we get deeper into the podcast, we're going to be able to kind of get to know these guys personally and just be familiar with everybody. So we do apologize. Right now it's just kind of brief going over games, but Rocket League nonetheless going 3-1 on the week. Awesome job by them. And they actually ended up getting a reverse sweep in their final match of the week. They were down 2-0 in a best of 5 and managed. And they only lost 2-1 and 1-0 too, right?
Those the
close
game,
matches.
Their last game against Oakland, they were within 1 goal, 1 or 2 goals every game. The last game actually was 0-0 until overtime. So it got closer and closer as the series got closer as well.
Right. So they found a way to win 3 straight. So again, congrats to them. Any final thoughts on Rocket League before we kind of move on?
Just one more note. When we were in the nest last year before this whole COVID thing happened, I was practicing and they came in after us in practice, and I stayed behind and watched. I don't know if it's the same roster as last year, but just listening to their practice and their communication as well is pretty crazy for them because they have to rotate a lot of who's in the back, who's in the front. And it's pretty insane as well how good they are at it and how well they trust each other for their plays they're making.
Well,
I find at least.
Yeah, that's definitely a good sign. Endeavor was on the team last year. He's now a substitute.
Yeah.
So I believe it was Fusion that stepped in favor of Endeavor, but I could be wrong. There's only actually, you know what? I'm actually completely wrong. Endeavor's the only returning player. I remember. I was talking with the Rocket League coach now. He told me Endeavor's the only returning player, and he's a substitute. So this is an entirely new team,
and they're actually doing just as good as last year.
Yeah,
if not better. I forget their starting roster or starting record last year, but they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Luke, any thoughts on this new team?
Well, hearing that they're a completely new team and they're just winning 3-1 this week.
They went 3-1 this week. Overall, they're 10-2, like match record.
10-2.
But like I think like overall like set scores are like 26-6 or something like that, around there.
It's ridiculous, but yeah, they're doing so good, and their only loss was to Northwood, who one of the top teams in North America right now, as far as the collegiate Rocket League scene goes. So they kind of sorry.
They're 23-6. I went and double checked.
23-6
was still the same record, but that's through their 12 matches they've played. So they only lost actually. They've been outscored 6 times. Let's say that.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and I'm just looking now. They in the 3-0 loss to Northwood, they lost by 1 goal every game. So it wasn't a blow up by any means. Of course, you see 3-0 in a best of 5, you're like, oh, they got slaughtered.
No,
but
the best of 5 scoreline doesn't tell the whole story.
For sure. No.
They could have actually been leading that first game 4-0 and lost 5-4, but who knows? We're not going to tell you. It could be embarrassing. We don't want to say.
Yeah.
Go and watch the VOD. Find out for yourself.
Exactly. Saints Gaming CA on Twitch. It's there. Okay, moving on. We'll go to Zach for some Hearthstone action.
It's Hearthstone. They end up going against University of Michigan. So right across the border here, right across the water. They couldn't really find success on the decks I thought they would find success on, while Michigan end up actually finding success with the same decks. Not same decks, but Mage and Rogue as well, respectively. But Michigan did ban away the Demon Hunter deck, which was very smart on their part. I felt like that could have been a deck that got them a point, or at least a win. Well, other than that, Michigan just kind of swept them 3-0. Not much they could have done. I don't know if it was just an off week for them or not, but it didn't look that good.
Well, tough week, and you can kind of, we saw before, I think during the off season, really, Hearthstone was really the only game being streamed actually on the Saints Gaming channel.
Yeah.
And so we got an idea of how good these guys can be. Not the result they wanted for sure.
I don't know if it's the same roster as last year, same group of guys as last year. I know the one guy joined the league team from the Hearthstone team last year. So that means he's good at multiple games, I guess. But
yeah, super talented.
Yeah. Other than that,
yeah. Anything you want to say about League? I know that there wasn't much going on.
We did not play any matches this week. I don't know how well I forget how well our scrims went. I think they went pretty decent, actually. We're having fun.
Okay. Well,
it's weird right now because like you want teamwork and stuff, but we haven't. I don't know what anybody looks like in person.
Oh, really?
So it's kind of weird, kind of funny to think like that. But we still have fun when we play together. We like trolling, but when we get serious, we actually do pretty well together. I think we're the best. I'm not going to be like cocky about it. We might be the best roster that the league team's seen so far.
From what I've heard and what I've seen, this league team has some of the best chemistry. Yes.
I think the best overall skill rank as well, actually.
Mm-hmm.
I know the one year we had a GM player, but
wow. So that's a good sign. So out of the varsity teams, like I know it's tough for you to talk about, ranking yourselves out of the varsity teams, and it's kind of not really fair in a way. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure based on what you're saying, you consider yourselves one of the top, and the confidence wise, I'd love to see that if you're a Saints Gaming fan for sure.
Yeah, I definitely would say we actually have a lot of good teams this year. I think Sean did talk about it or tweeted about it, how good our varsity teams are this year and how excited he is to see our success. because even the Rainbow Six team's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Rocket League, they're insane again. Fortnite being the top Canadian team's huge for us, honestly. If we recognize the top Canadian team, that'd be good. CSGO has always been good. COD that you're on, I think you guys are doing good. I haven't really paid much attention to COD. I'm not much of a shooter guy, but
well, we're the brand new team on the block, so this is
Yeah.
definitely a prove it year. But I think like I don't know, Luke, if you can kind of agree with me or not. But this is one of the more balanced years as far as like skill level for our teams.
Yeah, like across the board, each team is like very threatening to go up against. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is the first year that the COD team's varsity, right? The first semester.
Yeah. So we're the new kids on the block this year.
Yeah. So you guys have that hunger.
For sure. We got a lot to prove. New to the varsity idea. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but yeah, it's we got a lot of work to do this year for sure. But I'm excited to see what all these other teams can do. And right now, it's starting off hot. A 10-3 week total, win-loss total for all of the varsity teams combined. So that's a fantastic week. I believe it was 10-2 last week. So that's really exciting stuff.
Like 20-5 in 2 weeks. I wonder what teams lost.
That's a good question. But let's focus on the wins. 10 of them. You'd love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just to kind of any final thoughts before we kind of roll into our MVP section of this
topics.
No, MVPs before.
Yeah.
We just want to talk about the games. Still want to talk about the games a little bit. Final thoughts, honestly. Let's talk about subs for a bit. I think every varsity team has subs right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like that kind of brings in like competition wise. I know for a league team, my position is the only position with a sub. So that means I have to perform or I'm not on the starting roster, which does suck.
Pressure's on.
So like if I don't perform, I'm off for a bit until I prove myself I can go back on. I don't know how COD is for you. But
isn't the sub for the league team did he sub for ADC last semester?
No, our sub support was the starting support last semester. So I took over his spot. It's a whole new roster from last year, but the starting support stayed as a sub for this semester.
Okay.
Wow. So that's even extra pressure. You got a former player right behind you, just in case. But I'm sure you'd be more than okay. I don't know. I know how good you are, but
keep in mind that the sub won MVP last season.
He did.
MVP of Saints Gaming 1 week.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're putting so much pressure on Zach right now. I'm absolutely loving it.
He performs under pressure. It's fine.
I hope so.
There we go.
So. We're only 1-0 so far in our season, so we had an off week this week. We would be 1-1 or 2-0 this week, but we do play next week. Or we play on Wednesday at 6 p.m. And then we have a tournament this weekend as well, which hopefully we'll do good in.
There you go. So you got a lot of season left.
Yeah.
What are your guys' MVPs for this week?
For this week from the varsity games, I think I am going to go with probably, I want to say Kira. He's on the Rainbow Six team.
Yeah, it's my pick too.
He was one of the top fraggers for pretty much all of their games. I think except one maybe. I'm not sure how he is like energy-wise within the team to bring the energy to help them win, but just performance-wise, he looked like he was outperforming the rest of the team and carrying them a bit.
He's my pick for MVP this week also.
Any extra thoughts on him, or just kind of seem like
it was just an exceptional performance. Like he's definitely a mainstay on that team.
Yeah, I wonder what year he is. He's first year, second year, third year, or whatever.
Yeah, not sure.
I don't think he was on the team last.
No, so he might be a first year this year coming in.
Yes.
Interesting.
So he's a young one.
Already performing. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how surprised would you guys be if I picked an MVP from the COD team?
Not surprised. feel like they're your buddies and you want to represent them.
Yeah,
Feel like they're a bit biased, but
You're a bit biased,
Yeah,
yeah. But you
go
like
on.
them. You like them.
no bias at all. The clear cut MVP of the week, Priestley. My guy
Priestley.
Justin on the COD team, he had, like I said earlier, I think a 1.71 KD through 5 maps, which is something. It's quite the stat line for sure. He kills everything in sight, and he's my MVP for the week. Definitely excited to see what everybody else can do on the other teams, though. Like I want to see someone just completely explode. Like we mentioned before, Zapper is going to be a guy I think we're going to mention a lot throughout the next few weeks. So I'm excited to see what everybody else has got. But right now, for me, what I've seen, Priestley is the MVP of the week.
I'm looking back at Priestley's stats right now, actually, against Florida. Even the match he lost, he still topped the team at 31 frags. The match after, he was tied for second or with 8, which is still a search and destroy. You're not getting that much kills. But still, even the next game, he led the team. And then the 2 games against West Virginia, he led the team both games as well. So he kind of pulled what Akira did, where they both just carried the team in frags and got the win. Got win for both teams. Which is good.
And I'm sure we'll start to see lots of, again, in the other games, we'll see the kind of the stars emerge, win or lose. But yeah, like Priestley is a guy who was top 25 in the College COD League out of 72 teams. So that was pretty impressive feat for him. So he kind of has this reputation in the college COD scene of being just a guy who kills everything in sight, no matter how badly they lose or how badly they win. So another guy we'll be mentioning a lot, I'm sure, and definitely me, because he's my boy. I gotta gas him up, gotta give him some love. But just kind of heading into our next topic, just kind of talk about over the course of the last year and a half or so, your experiences with the school, the esports program, of course, all 3 of us being in it, Saints Gaming and the esports club. Luke, we'll start with you. Just kind of tell us all about that.
Well, over the course of the last year, say like overall learning experience was great. Like the teachers are willing to help you. You get a lot of experience that you didn't think you'll get in certain places. And on top of that, like just working with the club, you get a lot of valuable experience. Like,
were you on the club last year as well?
No. I just volunteered for them a bit.
Oh yeah.
So I ran some events for them during their Christmas LAN.
Okay.
Last year.
Yeah.
Then I had a valuable assistant coaching role in the league team last year, as you know.
Yes, I do know.
We both did that. Yeah, but it was an extremely valuable experience.
Yeah.
Cool. So I actually want to know, like, how did you kind of fall into, like, now you're the president of the club, but like, how did you kind of fall into that role, and what made you want to be a part of it?
That was a good question.
Yeah, that was actually a really good question. So
I want to know as well.
The main thing that I felt the course was not necessarily lacking is not the right word, but I struggled for the first semester with trying to find opportunities to gain experience. But then I messaged Chris, who is the president at the and is the founder of the Esports Club, about helping out and whatnot. Then it was like every week I was doing something with them. I ran a Dungeons and Dragons stream for their charity. I guided one of them through Dark Souls for the charity stream, which was fun.
I remember that one.
Mm-hmm. And I was running events for them. And then when it came around time to vote for the vice president to the executives for the club. I made it, my whole thing was I wanted to make it easier for students to get opportunities with the club and experience.
Because you got elected,
Then,
right?
yeah, well,
Like,
that was my pitch to be elected.
To be elected, yeah.
Yeah,
You're
and
like President Trump trying to get reelected.
now I'm just gonna let that one go.
Yeah, we'll just
was like,
totally go over that. Yeah.
but my whole thing is I want to give students an easier time to find opportunities and gain experience.
Definitely.
And with COVID, it's a little bit more tricky.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because students will be further away too, like in Toronto or London.
Yeah.
They're not really on campus anymore in the like in
and
the rooms
all we
there.
really have is online events and tournaments,
Yeah.
which some of the first years I actually have been helping out with already.
Yeah, which is good for them. I didn't really help out with stuff my first year. I laid low, but I still learned a lot.
For sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys could like agree with me, but like I think we got extremely lucky that our first year in the esports program, the club was introduced, because that was the first year. The club was founded the year that we started at the college. So like we got to learn, just even as spectators. Me and Zach weren't as involved as you, Luke, but I think like even from an outside POV, like we could kind of see some, again, I don't want to, criticize the club, but like, some of the mistakes or some things that weren't there before. And everybody just kind of came together and just talked about it. And, Chris did a fantastic job of taking the criticism and taking new ideas and bringing you, Catherine, Preston, and Dawson in to help kick off the second year the right way. And I think so far with the community events that we've had, everybody's done such a good job, and already like we've improved immensely, I think, from last year.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it was last month, September, the club hit 300 Discord members.
It's not bad.
Okay.
I don't know exactly what we are at right now, but we're over 300, which is not for barely being a year old.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive.
No, that's definitely good, getting more people involved in it. And it's not just, open to just St. Clair students or esports members. Like it's open to everybody. So
yeah.
No, I know there's kids from Essex High School that are in it.
That's pretty better.
Because they have like teams in as well in esports also. And I know that a lot of them are in our Discords talking to us and trying to learn more and trying to see if they can get part of the team when they do graduate and come to college.
Right. That's really cool, because I like the idea, similar to traditional sports, like having a pipeline for these students to come in and play, even if it's from high school. Like the whole struggle right now is definitely from college to pro, and we're starting to see like high school and college starting first. Like that pipeline's happening first. So that's really cool.
It needs to get bigger though, for sure. Yeah. Like Essex is the only school around here that has one.
Right.
I know, like for when I was in high school playing traditional sports, I had friends talk to colleges around Ontario about joining them because they want them for that sport. It could be a thing you see where, like we're talking to this kid because he's good at Rocket League, he's good at League of Legends, he's good at COD. Come to our school, come join our varsity team, and see how it goes. And I think that now, maybe not this year, but maybe next year, that'll be a bigger thing for sure. Or we can see what the movement is for sure.
And like even Chris, that's another thing that Chris started doing, that he's implemented for the varsity team is recruiting. And he's done such a good job trying to get people in, and even outside of the community, bringing them into the varsity Discord and just having discussions, and that builds bridges. And you talk to some guy from Essex High School, and he tells a friend, hey, like we could play Rocket League and get a scholarship. Like we can get $1,500 for playing a game that we love to play.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's really cool to see. I know we're getting a little bit off topic, but
No, we're still on topic. We're talking about the
yeah.
club, the varsity still.
Okay, yeah.
We're still doing good.
All right. Well, yeah. So I mean, it's really exciting. I think how much the club and varsity team has grown, and the fact that we get to be a part of it is really freaking awesome. So,
to go back to the giving students opportunities, 2 of the club teams are run by first years.
Yeah.
They came to us and there's like,
Yes.
hey, I want to do this. It was, I believe it's the Overwatch
the
team.
League of Legends team has one. He's a first year.
League and
Zeddy.
Overwatch.
Zeddy's he wants to be big in something. I think he's on the Hearthstone team as well, actually.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So he's doing the Hearthstone team, and he's the leader of the club team for League, which is pretty good for him.
We just made him one of the executives to the club.
Oh, so
wow.
So he's
doing good.
Yeah.
He's doing good.
Yeah, and I just like Amanda too, another first year student. She big into Overwatch, and she came in. I remember our Valorant game nights. Like, me and Luke played. Way back in April, I think it was April and
when I got released that weekend.
Yeah. So that we would get together, like felt like almost every night, and just
it was at least every other night.
Yeah. And she was in there all the time. She was making connections with us, asking the first year or the second year students rather about the program, about life at the campus, and blah blah. And now she's leading this Overwatch team. And we just got together for a town hall meeting, all the team leaders for the club team. So we got together, discussed different topics, and Zeddy actually led the way. And he's such a smart guy, and he's doing so many amazing things right now with the club. And the advice that we each kind of gave each other, it's helped someone like Amanda who, like, I don't want to speak for her, but never really done this before as far as leading a team competitively and organizing practices and meetings. And
it's not something you learn in high school yet. That's why.
Yeah.
But once it gets there, they'll be better, or more experienced.
Exactly. They're coming in completely blind from high school, but she's willing to take notes from her peers, whether they're first years or second years or 80-year-old men, like whoever it is. She's taking notes for them, and she's learning and she's adapting it, and that's awesome to see. So that's just what I've seen, and it's really cool.
Yeah, I agree. I think I've seen Zeddy the most, but it's because he's also with the club team. We've played his team a couple times just for fun show matches.
Mm-hmm. How was that team, by the way?
They're not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like plat gold average, which still is pretty good. I think the average rank for league players in North America is gold. So if you're above that, you're already pretty decent at the game.
Nice.
I believe it's like high silver, low gold.
Yeah, there's a lot of players, but if you're above that point, you're pretty good. So they're still a pretty good team.
Yeah.
I think they did 2v2 kill us bot lane once. I think, which is kind of that shouldn't happen, but it happened.
There you go.
We got flamed afterwards by our coach for dying 2v2, but we were limit testing. We said.
Yeah.
Because it seemed not as bad, but they play pretty well. We'll probably play them again sometime soon. I don't know if they'll stream it next time. It'd be pretty cool to stream it, like a little show match.
Yeah,
even if in the future we do show match from each varsity team in the club team, that'd be fun to watch. I know maybe the varsity teams will be expected to win, but it'd be cool to see like an upset somewhere. Hopefully that'd make it more fun. But we'll see. Sure. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, and I know in the I think it was I can't remember if it was club or varsity. I think it was a club. Chris mentioned that University of Windsor, they just introduced their brand new esports program, and they said that they'd be interested in having like a club v club show match kind of tournament of some sort. So if that could happen, that would be just awesome for both programs and all the teams involved.
Where do you do that with another college nearby?
Sorry?
We do border city battles.
Oh, yeah.
What college is that? Lambton College, yeah.
Yep, Lambton.
So we play a bunch of games. Like, all of our teams come together and play games together. I don't know if they're doing it this year with the COVID stuff, but...
we'd probably just do it online.
Yeah, we would do that in person. I mean, we did it last year, which would be fun to do with Windsor. We're the same city.
Yeah,
We'll
it'd
probably
be a lot
win.
easier.
We're better. We'll probably win.
Yeah, exactly. University Wizards got a lot of work to do to catch up to
Yeah.
the Saints boys. But,
Mm-hmm.
it's just nice to see all the like how everything's developed over the last year. It's really quite amazing. Just segueing into our kind of next topic before we kind of preview the matches coming up this week. What did you guys do during the summer to keep busy? Like, COVID hit in March, school kind of got abruptly ended. How did you guys kind of keep busy?
I sat around a lot. Probably gained a couple pounds.
Oh yeah,
but food is good.
Oh, food is very good.
But esports wise, everyone's school kind of like went to online around March. I think it was right after March break. It went online. I started applying at like social media, like jobs for like new gaming companies coming up and coming. I ended up joining one called Next Gaming. I ended up leaving it. Like right when school hit, I ended up leaving it because I was working 2 jobs in school, so it was a bit too much for me. Plus, then the social media as well, so it's a bit too much for me. But they're all excited there. They all want to be big. They've grew a lot since I started. But that was fun doing that for them. Other than that, that's really all I did for esports wise.
Good. That sounds like a productive summer.
Yeah, I just made videos, post a little bit here and there. It was pretty fun.
Nice. Luke?
So I've been running tournaments for the club. We had a few Valorant. We had 2 Riot-sponsored ones. We had the 1v1 Mio tournaments, which we gained a lot of members from. We had some community nights here and there. The Valorant gaming nights were
those
fun.
are fun. That's a new game coming up. It's big. I like it.
Yeah.
Then recently we've been having a few Among Us nights.
That game's fun. I suck at being the imposter.
Oh,
I have yet to play the imposter.
I keep popping out of the vent at the wrong time. And I'm like, well, hi.
Yeah. Every time I play, it's just a crewmate. Nice. So I just go, okay, I'm just gonna do my stuff, and I'm just gonna follow someone around at the end.
Yeah. Unless you get targeted.
Yeah, you get shanked in the back or something. And I think I played only one night, like maybe 10 or 11 games. I was imposter like 4 times, and I won. I think all 4 times. It was pretty.
As the imposter.
Nice. Yeah, it was like
I haven't won.
I didn't use I think the strategy is don't use the vents, and just
that one better for me because I didn't die. I didn't get like sent off.
Yeah, like it's so easy to you get the movement down, you get in the vents, and you just dash all across the map. But yeah, no, it's a really fun game, and that's a game that I think brings a lot of people together. Even if you're just like a casual gamer, you're not into the whole competitive thing. Among Us is a great way to get to know people and stuff. So that was definitely cool. Me personally, I started off the summer pretty lazy. I didn't do pretty much anything. I lost my job because of COVID. Yeah. I was in the restaurant industry, or still am, and I actually just lost it again because of down here in Toronto. It's we're back to phase 2. Good job, people. Well done. 800 cases. But yeah, no, it started off really slow. I definitely gained a little bit of a little chunk in the gut, but tried to get back on track during the summer. Ended up getting a landscaping job, so at least I was outside doing stuff,
lifting dirt.
Yeah. The boring stuff. It's not much, but it's honest work.
I applied for a bunch of landscaping jobs. I ended up working at a car dealership.
I ended up getting a pizza job at Thompson House.
There you go.
So I'm the pizza cook. So naturally, it's just carbs.
Yeah.
Carbs in, not a lot out.
Oh, it was so tough. I used to work at a pizza place 2 years ago, and it was, that's exactly
it's tough.
It gets really intense sometimes, man.
Oh, I know. Oh, I love it.
I love making pizzas, though. It's my favorite thing.
So much fun.
Oh, yeah. As far as esports wise, like, I didn't do a whole lot at the start. I got really into casting probably around June and July. I did a lot of Call of Duty like every other day, just finding any work I could to keep busy. And I started talking with the club guys and varsity guys more, and I got into becoming the lead for the club COD team and working more with the varsity guys. Like it's been a lot of fun, and I'm excited for this year. It's gonna suck because we can't sit in a nest and play or cast or whatever it may be, or host tournament.
You can't get a clutch play now and fist bump the guy next to you.
I know.
He's kind of like hearing him say, "Good job."
Yeah, it's almost at the point where I'm playing and I get like, or my teammate gets like 2 kills, ends the round, and I'm just like fist bumping the air beside me. Like, good stuff, guys.
I'm fist bumping you right now.
Yeah.
Come on, Dawson, I'm fist bumping you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. So it sucks that it's online, but we seem to be finding our ways of keeping busy and getting a lot of opportunities. So that's pretty cool.
Well, even if I know you're in Toronto, but even if you're all in Windsor, you can go out, like have lunch together or something, kind of so you're team bonding in. But with we're all still separated. Like we have guys that live in London on our team, so really there's only like 3 of us that hang out together that are in Windsor. Which is fine, but like it still is team bonding. It's just better if everybody is there.
Yeah, definitely.
Be closer as a unit or as a team.
Yeah, and you know what? There's even possibilities maybe in the new semester where easy mode downtown Windsor. Just maybe meeting up and having 4 5-6 feet apart gaming setups and just play your matches there, or even just a practice session, just so you have the camaraderie of your team around you, right?
I was thinking, quick new idea I just thought of it. We should do kind of like for Saints Gaming with streams and stuff. We said we talked about show matches earlier, but instead of show matches between like clubs and varsity teams, kind of do like say whatever, like let's see COD. So the League of Legends team will go play you guys in a COD match, and then you'll come play us in a league match after.
That would be really
cool. We'll
I
stream
think you
it,
have to switch some players.
We'll stream it obviously and see how it goes.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that idea from Luke. Actually, mix up the teams.
Yeah.
Oh, even
so it's not just
too,
Storm. Yeah.
So, because I mean, I honestly have no clue anything about League of Legends.
Yeah, so maybe that'd be a bit better to switch up the players a bit, but it'd be a fun time.
That's definitely a cool idea, though. That would be a neat thing to see actually on stream.
Yeah, we can definitely bring it up. They're Mr. President of the Esports Club.
Yeah,
talking to the right person, I can pull some strings.
I like it. Well, now we planted the seed. I like it.
Got some ideas flowing. That's all that matters.
Yes.
I think Danner's he would enjoy that. You should probably enjoy casting it as well. Definitely get to make fun of the people that don't know how to play the games that they're playing.
Yeah.
So
get the coaches on casting.
Oh yeah, get the coaches definitely.
Yeah, you get the lead coach and the COD coach. Oh, that'd be great.
That'd be a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll see what I can do.
Or even just get the 2 league coaches cast the COD match, and then the COD coaches cast the league match because they'll have no idea what's happening.
Ooh, that
would be great. Oh my god, ideas are flowing now. Oh my god,
we need to get this to the right people.
Yeah. All right, Mr. President.
Yeah, no, you got it to the right person.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do.
All right.
Write this down.
So, anybody want to take us through the matches for this week upcoming?
Yeah, I can if you'd like. We do have some matches today. I believe that they are all finished, unless one is running late. But Fortnite, Overwatch, and Rocket League all played today.
Okay, I'll try and get
today is Monday.
Today is Monday, by the way, the 19th of October. So Tuesday will be the 20th. That's when CSGO will play University of Chicago, Rocket League against Iowa and Northwood University. So kind of back-to-back games for them. And then the Hearthstone will have a match Tuesday as well. Wednesday, the League of Legends team kicks off their second match. Check us out. We're pretty decent. We're against the University of Toronto. Overwatch will play St. Louis. Thursday, Overwatch plays again. So back-to-back days against Northwood University. I believe Northwood University was the one that gave Rocket League troubles.
Yeah.
So let's see if they have kind of another good team. And then Friday night will be CSGO and Rainbow Six again against University in San Antonio, and CSGO is against Durham College. Finally, Call of Duty starts on the Saturday. I'm not sure who you guys are playing. Do you know who you're playing?
I'm just gonna grab.
Is it Northwood again or Northwood also?
Saints on Saturday will be playing Kennesaw State,
Okay.
and on Sunday we'll be playing Penn State Black, which is a top 4 team from last year.
Okay. And then also Saturday, Rainbow Six will play Northern Arizona, and then also the League of Legends team has a tournament on Saturday. I'm not sure where you guys can check that out, but definitely check it out. I'm not sure how many games is guaranteed, but we'll definitely try our best to perform for Saints Gaming. And on Sunday, Call of Duty has their match again against that top 4 team from last year. Any matches that you guys are excited about? Honestly, I'm excited for the Northwood Overwatch. If Northwood's Rocket League team is as good as their Overwatch team, I think that'll be a good match. It'll be a good test for our Overwatch team as well.
They have a good program over there at Northwood. They seem to be doing the right thing. So you're right. That'll be an exciting one to watch.
Actually, Rocket League plays Northwood again on Tuesday. They have a match against Iowa Central first, and then right after is Northwood University. So that'd be a rematch.
Yeah,
rematch game.
So can they bounce back and win?
That'll definitely be a game we should talk about next week.
Oh, 100%.
Or break down a bit more also, because I would love to see the comparisons compared to this or last week's match against them compared to the following match against them. Or tomorrow's match, I guess.
Just an update. Monday's match, the Varsity Overwatch against Lourdes University. Saints Gaming wins 3-0. So
3-0.
Yeah, nice convincing win for the Overwatch guys. They moved to 3-0 on the year.
It's not bad. They still got 2 more games to play this week as well.
Sorry, not 3-0 on the year. I'm mistaken. That was the match. But they do have a winning record. I do know that. So yeah, nice 3-0 win. Lourdes Esports drops to Saints Gaming. Very good.
It's not bad. I wonder how the rest will go. Fortnite, hopefully they stick to being the top Canadian team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully they do a good performance tonight. That means they're probably playing 7 matches again, like every week. I think they do that.
Probably, yeah.
So they've actually been the top Canadian team for all 3 weeks so far, actually. So
yeah, that's
pretty good.
That's really impressive.
Hopefully they keep that kind of streak alive and
for sure.
do Canada proud.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're just gonna kind of wrap things up here. Any final thoughts on the matches or any discussions that we talked about before we kind of close things out?
Not much. I think the most hype match of the week was probably that CSGO match, the double overtime. I think just watching it was very fun for me. Another hype match might have been, I think it was that reverse sweep from Rocket League, and then the final match going into overtime. The overtimes always makes it the scariest, I find. But for that, yeah. And what about you guys?
Luke?
I would have to say the R6 match was pretty intense. Even though it's they back-to-back sweeps, it was still very fun to watch.
For sure, yeah. R6 and this R6 team was pretty good last year as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who's all new on it, but of course, Rapid, our fellow classmate on the team, killing it as always. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching Rocket League this week, and of course, last week. I just love watching Rocket League. It's so much fun to watch, and hopefully I'll get a chance to cast it again. But even if I can't, maybe we'll hop in a call and watch that match because we know it's going to be so good against Northwood again.
I agree.
But yeah, I think that's going to do us. I think that's going to do it for. Oh my god. That feels like a 3-hour long episode. That's going to do it for us for now. For the episode 1, I guess season 2 of the Bird's Eye View podcast, of course, presented by Saints Gaming. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. We'll be back next week. Of course, this is recorded on Monday, posted Wednesday. So if we are a little bit behind the matches, that's why. But again, thank you all for watching. Appreciate you all. And we hope to see you again next week.
Take care, everyone.
See ya.